Hi all. So this is a little bit of different type of content for me today. I've got a lot going on right now, so my regularly scheduled programming is on pause for maybe couple more days, until things kind of settle out. But I wanted to share a little bit about my weight loss journey. So, as you can see, this is a before picture of me before the Charlie XCX concert in October of last year. She came to San Francisco. It was probably the best show of that year. And this is me today. This is me today. I think I look beautiful in both pictures. I love this outfit. I ate whatever. But yeah, I've lost a lot of weight. And I did it in the way that people are doing it, with a shot, okay? And I thought that it would be useful if I use my platform to do a little education combined with my own personal stories about GLP-1s, because I think there are a lot of like misconceptions out there, and there's a lot of things people are saying, and I don't know if I agree with a lot of the narratives, and I just wanted to like add my 2 cents as a human being who has done it and seen really profound results that have made me feel better and healthier. So this is going to be a bit of a long one, and it's just from the heart. I haven't scripted anything. I'm just going to try to like tell you guys my story. So obviously I'm a Black girl, right? And I've always had like an athletic build. There's like something on Threads going on about like people talking about like weighing over 200 pounds, and people are like talking about their weights and like showing how like great they look. I don't really believe that BMI was made for like white men's bodies. It doesn't apply to like Black women. So like I've never really gone by traditional like weight metrics or whatever, right? And I've always had like relative to like like the heroin chic bodies that were popular in like the early 2000s when I was growing up. I've always been like what I would describe as like thick, or like what I would describe as like an athletic build, right? And I've always been happy with my weight. I was happy with my weight here too, quite frankly. Okay. But so I developed fibroids, and I probably have had fibroids all of my life while I was menstruating. But in the 20 teens, late 20 teens, like they basically like exploded. I had like multiple fibroids. I think a total of like she took out almost all of them, so I think 15. There's one she left, so 15. And I was afraid, even though I am a surgeon, I know what surgery is and what it does to the body, and I was afraid to have surgery. So I went on progesterone, which is a hormone, which can sometimes control the growth of fibroids, and went on high dose progesterone. But one of the side effects of progesterone is that you can gain up to 20% of your body weight. And that is exactly what happened to me. I gained about 40 pounds on progesterone, okay? And once I realized that, I was like, okay, because I didn't really weigh myself, because I'm not really like chained to numbers. I don't really do numbers, okay, with weight, because like I just don't think that they really apply to me, right? But once I realized how much weight I gained, I was like, okay, this is becoming a problem, and it's going to be a problem for my health. And I want to kind of like get into what I mean by that. I want to be 100% clear. I loved my body at this size. I really did. I thought I looked beautiful. I think I looked beautiful in the picture. I look happy. I was about to go to the best show of the year. You know what I mean? But I will tell you, as a physician, like obesity affects every organ system in the body, and is a risk factor for every disease, for cancer, for autoimmune disease, in addition to like the basic ones like diabetes, hypertension, sleep apnea, high cholesterol, all the like, obesity related illnesses that we know of, right? But it's a risk factor for everything, because fat is like pro-inflammatory, and it creates more inflammation in the body. But that doesn't mean that like you shouldn't love your body at any size. But it does mean that at certain weights, you really can get sick. And I always knew, especially at that time in I got my surgery in 2022. I knew that I wouldn't be able to be at this weight without health impact forever. So I always knew I was going to lose weight. And at that time, I felt determined to lose weight right away. Right after the surgery, I mean. But then I got attacked. Then I got assaulted. I got physically assaulted outside of my apartment building. And I was uninjured from that assault, likely because of my size. It's like I was wearing a layer of protection. And I think from that moment on, I don't think I wanted to lose weight at all. I didn't. So this is me at my wedding, okay? This is August of 2023. And I had gone on a diet because of the wedding. And I had lost, I don't know, maybe like 30 pounds through diet and exercise, through a lot of hard work, working through some pretty tough plateaus. And I got about 30 pounds off by the wedding with really hard work. I was doing Noom, I had a coach, I was like really working at it. And at that time, I had thought about going on the GLP-1s because they were just starting to kind of hit the scene and become more popular among celebrities and stuff like that. It wasn't that common, but I was reluctant. I was reluctant to do so because I was like, oh, it's the easy way out. And also these drugs are new for weight loss, but they're not new. They really aren't new. They've been on the market forever. I learned about them in medical school in 2013. They're old drugs actually for diabetes. But, they were new for weight loss use, and I just was reluctant to do so. So I didn't, and I did it the natural way, and I lost 30 pounds, but then I gained back 20 of them ultimately, and that's what puts me at the regional picture that you see me in back of me then from 2024, right? So I did try natural weight loss, but natural weight loss also requires a level of psychological motivation that I think was not accessible to me because of the psychological impact of being assaulted and my attachment to my weight because of that as a protective thing. So I think the question is what made me go on the shot now, or when I started it, which was I feel like it was in the fall. I think I want to say October, maybe September. What made me do it? Well, I wanted to prepare my body to have a baby. I wanted to have a baby. I'm getting to be my mid-late 30s. The clock is ticking. And I also know, there's the data for Black women and mortality in pregnancy is really grim, okay? It's really grim. A lot of that is due to discrimination, but also obesity is a big risk factor for preeclampsia. And I also had a really major surgery on my uterus, which was successful. Shout out to Dr. Lum, best surgeon in the Bay Area, by the way, point blank period. She's over at Stanford. Anyway, so I started to want to prepare my body to have a baby because at the end of the day, the odds are against me, right? But there's certain things that were within my control, and that was really the motivation. And I got a wonderful cardiologist who did a proper workup for high blood pressure on me. And ultimately, I got diagnosed with sleep apnea, which is another obesity-related illness that dramatically increases the risk of sudden cardiac death. Basically, just dying randomly from heart disease, And when I found out that I had sleep apnea, girl, I was like, oh, hell no. Okay, this weight is not going to kill me, bitch. Like I said, you are not fit to kill me dead, okay? So I was not trying to die, okay? And because, you know, I had like, you know, I already had hypertension. I've had hypertension for a long time. It's like genetic. It like runs in my family since I was young. Okay. So, okay, sure. Cholesterol's a little touch and go. Okay, whatever. But now you start talking to me about, I didn't have diabetes. I wasn't ever pre-diabetic. But you really start talking to me, if you start talking to me about like pre-diabetes or sleep apnea, girl, like as a physician, I know the risks of those conditions and how harmful they can be. And also like the idea of being on CPAP was just not something that I could tolerate. Okay. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do what I need to do, and I'm going to start the shot. And these are the results, right? Within about 6 months, I've lost 62 pounds as of today. And it was hard. I'm not going to lie. I didn't really enjoy it. Like the first, like, maybe 40 pounds. I would describe it as like psychologically disturbing for me, you know, because I felt unprotected at a lower weight. Because in some ways that weight had become an armor. And honestly, it was the Lorde concert that helped me realize. It was during Broken Glass, where, you know, she said the line that sticks with me is, she says, I hate to admit how much I gained from it. She's talking about her eating disorder. And then later on in the second verse, she changes it to, I hate to admit how much I paid for it. And then in the chorus, she says, I want to punch the mirror to make her see that this won't last. It might be months of bad luck, or maybe it's just broken glass. Spent my summers getting lost in math. Making weight took all I had. Can't outrun it if you don't hit back. It's just broken glass. Those lyrics still like really move me. And I think at the show, I realized what this was, what was going on with me. That it was sort of like maybe sort of disordered eating type of weight gain. Like I think I was afraid to lose weight, quite frankly. And it helped heal me. And once I healed that, I was able to let go and allow myself to be in a healthier body. So listen, that's my story, okay? And this is the most I've ever shared on this platform. I'm approaching 70,000 followers. I'm really grateful to all of you. This thing has grown rapidly and quickly, but I really feel like we built a beautiful community here. And I hope you all have gotten a lot out of my content. I'm reluctant, generally speaking, to share about myself, but I thought that maybe if I shared my story in total, then maybe it could help somebody. Because I will tell you, one of the reasons, she's not one of my mutuals, and I don't even think she likes me very much because I criticize Taylor Swift too much, but I think her name is like KT, I forget her name. I don't know, I don't remember her name. But anyway, she's the one who's like she's like a Beyonce Taylor Swift creator who also was like the CEO of Minted. I just can't remember her username. But anyway, she revealed that she was on the shot. And I'm telling you, it was because she revealed it and she was somebody who I was following on TikTok. That was the thing that pushed me to do it. So I'm wanting to return the favor by going more in depth into my story. Depending on how this video does, and if you guys have questions, I can like talk a little bit more about the experience of being on a GLP-1. But yeah, I thought it's about time that I tell you guys about myself on this platform. And because I'm on a pause with my, you know, music and media, television related content, I thought I would post at least something, and maybe you guys will learn something about me and maybe take something away for your own journeys. So, all right, that's all I have for today. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.